Lynn,
Yes.
thanks for coming today, Lynn. You look beautiful.
Thank you.
Lynn, where are you from originally?
So I am actually Thai Chinese. Would you say yeah, Thai Chinese? So I was born in Thailand, in Bangkok. Yes, this is my origin. Hmm.
So your family's Chinese.
Yeah, I would say 50% or more than 50% of my parents they are Chinese because both of my ancestors are coming from abroad, so they were like immigrant. Mhm.
They're Chinese.
Yes, I'm more like Chinese, but my mom and my dad they were born here, but not their parents.
So tell me about your childhood when growing up. Did you have your both parents?
Say it again, please.
Your childhood when growing up, did you have both your parents?
Yes, I have been raised by them, so my mom and my dad. Yes, my mom was actually the caretaker more, but more or less they work in the same time, so they raised me financially equally. But then I think when I came but become older. For example, in the primary school, my mom started to sell her business because she said the rent for her restaurant was too high. So my mom stopped working. So my dad was the only the only one who took care of my family and as well as earn money for all of them.
So in our conversation we had before this interview, you mentioned that you were raised as being gay. You were not transgender growing up.
Yes, I was raised as a Thai Chinese son until 2000. Yeah, I mean, until I become transitioned.
And you
Which
transitioned when?
to I would say the year end of 2016.
So you hear that, everyone? She has just transitioned to being transgender 6 years ago. That's
Yes.
amazing. You look like amazing. I mean, so you were gay growing up.
Yes.
And was that okay for your family to have a gay son?
I would say it was problematic for me to live as a gay son in my Thai Chinese family because my dad was a bit old-fashioned. He could not accept me how I was. I would say not be able to accept me because he never want to talk to me about my gender, about my sexuality. We never talk about this. And when he see that I become more feminine, he always like not happy.
So did you ever get pushed around by your parents for being gay? I mean, were they strong or strict with you as a child when they noticed you were a little different and you started just being gay?
I think this is a problem in my childhood and also my father problem. When he is not happy with something, he is not going to talk about that. He is like ignore the problem and think that the problem will be solved by itself. But I remember he was a bit cruel to me. Like when I did something bad, he always like hit me, like with the stick. And my mom said that he should not do that because it was maybe too painful for punishment.
So he would hit you hard, like you would cry.
Yes, because I was actually a stubborn son, like destroy things which I should not destroy. Like the most thing I remember that I was playing with the a metal and I put in the video cassette. So you can open it and you put in there and then that's why it's broke.
The VCR?
Yeah, the VCR one. Yeah, and that's why I remember those that I got hit so hard by him. But yeah, maybe this is the way of his teaching.
So you were gay and it wasn't allowed in the Chinese family, but of course, you know, there's nothing else you could have done, so you continued on your way, going
Yes.
through school and stuff.
Yes, I continue my way. I would say secretly, not openly, because then my mom supported me also in that way, on her own way. For example, I remember that when I came to the primary school, and later than in the high school, I met one of my first relationship, and I introduced my parents as a buddy, like a buddy. So like a bro, like you call like a brother from the high school. So but then my mom realized that it's more like brother. It's a lot more like you call it bromance, right?
Oh, bromance.
Yeah,
Okay.
bromance. It's like that. And then I introduced him to my family, and then I think my dad realized that there is something more than brotherhood, or there become like bromance. Yeah, and then, but then he never mentioned about that. He never talked about that. But I think he realized that his son is become like a gay.
Now,
Yeah.
were you getting bullied for being gay in Thailand? Did that happen like it does with transgenders, or it's not?
This is bully in the way of being mocked in the high school. Yes. In my time, if you act sissy, like a sissy boy, then because in Thailand you have to imagine you have separation between high school with same sex, which mean only boys or only girls. But there are also like a high school with mixture of boys and girl as well. I was attending the school with boys only. So when you act sissy, then you get maybe like bully or mock or laugh at, and this is normal. In that time in my generation, like bully in a way of coming and play with you, trying to get something away from you, and you have to run after your things, something like that. But it's not being like something cruel. It can be, but when it could be something cruel when you are like not looking good. If you are sissy and you're not looking good, then you will get like a badly mocked. Like you've been laughed a lot. You can be like a push from the line or hit a little bit, but it's not gonna be like a severely hit, you know.
So was there any time in school when you were growing up, did you ever feel like a girl? Like, did you know about transgender, and did you ever think that's what you wanted to be?
During my high school time, I didn't have any feeling that I want to be transgender. I think because of I gave once promise to my family member. I think my aunt. She always asks me, "Oh, you are becoming gay. I see you're a little bit sissy. I hope that one day you will not become a lady boy or a transgender, because this would be a shame for our family."
Wow.
So then I think I once told her that I was not gonna be a lady boy or transgender, but in the end I broke the promise, because this is not about keeping promise. It's about go with your own heart, what you want to be.
So you never took hormones or anything then? Growing up?
Quite interesting questions. I started to take hormones when I was 17 or 18.
Why?
When
Why would you take hormones if you're gay?
that time, many of my friends who were gay or who are gay, they start to become feminine, and they got like a example from an older colleagues or older school friends from a higher class, and some of them become like more feminine. So they told them to take some hormones to look feminine, and then I was a little bit curious because that time I would say that more or less I was more like I was like a feminine part when it's come to the bed, when it comes to the sex.
Right.
And I thought that time when I was young, I thought that if you have sex role as a bottom person in the bed, you should be feminine.
Right.
But this is like this is not what it is. You don't have to be bottom and you have to be feminine. This is not what belongs together. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
And that's why I started to take some hormones by myself, and I realized that it was not so bad. So I took some hormones for some period and I stopped, and then I kept again when I enter the university in Bangkok.
So how old were you when you started being sexually active as a kid?
Sexually active, we'll say 15 or 16 years. So I think at that time it was early already. But yeah, I did not regret about that, because if I didn't start that way, maybe I could not. I mean, I could start a bit later, and maybe too late for me.
So were you dating, or did you have like long-term relationships
You mean that time?
at that time?
At that time, I was dating, and then I had 2 long relationship, actually with 2 high school mate.
Oh,
Yeah.
From high school?
Yes, and it was like really long relationship, like 3 years, or at least 1 year with the first one.
Now, did you ever have like discrimination with you? Like if you are with your partner walking in Bangkok holding hands, did you ever get feedback from the public?
Actually, not, because that time I know how the society would look on me. So I went out with him only when we looked like brothers. So I was not sissy at all.
So you were hiding it from the
Yes,
public?
I was hiding myself because at first I need to hide my heterosexuality, no, my homosexuality, sorry, because otherwise my mom would realize that, and otherwise his parents would realize that. So I have to act up like a boy, like a brother.
So both of you guys were hiding in the closet, pretty
Yes, pretty much. But he was not hiding. I think he was not actually gay. He was maybe like bisexual, or maybe bi heterosexual like, because now he has a family, and yeah, I think it's because of the system and the society influence the boys to be involved most of the time during the high school, during the classroom with other boys, and then you become like close, and then you become like a couple. But I don't want to say like a couple. I would say like a bromance.
Secret love.
Yeah.
So after high school, you went to university, right? You told me you graduated?
Yes, I graduated here in Bangkok, and and I started to realize that I wanted to take hormones more. I want to become more feminine. The reason I wanted to do that, because I had a heartbreaking love story. This is the reason I decided to explore feminine side of myself, because the guy from the high school broke up with me, and he decided for a female, because he entered the university, and which means his society, his atmosphere and environment is changing. He learned new people. He learned also a new university mate. So it's actually, it's normal.
So in university, you started taking more hormones
Yes.
and started transitioning
Yes.
into more of a feminine gay role.
Yes.
Okay. So your skin started getting better, your hair was getting silkier.
Yes.
And then were you liking it? I mean, you continued to
I was continuing doing this because at that time I had a relationship with a European.
in university.
Yes. And that's why when there is an appreciation in the relationship, then I started to continue taking hormones, because there is appreciation between us, and he liked it a lot. So I took hormones, but then I realized that taking hormones kill or destroying your libido.
Would you recommend other transgenders to take hormones when they're 13 years old? Because you hear a lot of stories that it's a good age for kids.
13-year-olds, I would say maybe too. If I would say maybe too early, because yeah, but what is too early? Well, too early maybe not good for your health. If you want to do it, maybe you have to go to see doctor,
Right.
a therapist or advisor, but not on your own, because that time I did that because I had no chance to see any doctor. If I would have any chance, I would go see doctor. But then it's a dilemma. You wanted to do it, but then it's not easy to do it because you need maybe an advice or a permission from your parents. So whether you have to have like a very open-minded parents and you go for that and you talk to them and then you go to the doctor with them.
So if kids around the world are transitioning to be a transgender at an early age, you suggest that if they want to do hormones, they should definitely get involved with their parents, and they should go see a doctor and have like a family meeting with a professional to advise the children whether they should do it or not.
Yes, I would suggest that. I mean, not, but then, as I told you, this is a problem. You have to be open
With your family.
with your family,
Right, which is
Yeah.
the hardest part.
which is hardest part.
Because
Yeah.
family doesn't accept all the time.
Yes,
So if there's parents watching this video, they should be more open to their kids' sexuality and be there for them instead of pushing them away, which could lead to them doing drugs, doing hormones, and doing stuff sneakily, which could affect them in the future. So they should be closer with their kids, right?
yes.
I agree.
Hmm.
So anyways, you got this foreigner boyfriend from college, right?
Yes.
And what happened? How did that go? Did you guys end up becoming a serious relationship?
So when I entered the university, I was around 18, 19 years old. So it took me to finish my university for 4 years. So which means I was like 22, 23 years old. With the relationship between me and this European lasted only 3 years, 3.5 years.
In Thailand.
Yes, because first you have to understand that I had a relationship with a Western or European from Italy, and you have to understand that some Italian they are quite religious, not by themselves, but their parents are quite religious. You have like more like Catholic. Less Protestant, more like Catholic, and they are quite strict.
They have a lot of beliefs.
Yes,
Right, so
and
being transgender for the Italians.
yes, and
no,
he's not from the big city. So his parents would never understand if they would hear the story between him and me. Yeah, so actually it's
fell
normal.
apart.
Yeah, and then I start to realize that I don't want to be anymore in a closet when I see his parents, because he always like setting up a story, and then and then I feel like I don't want to be hidden in a closet. If we're gonna be together, then introduce me openly that I am your boyfriend or partner.
But you were a guy at the time.
I was a guy at the time because it was
Gotcha.
18, 19, so I was a guy. I was a guy at the time. But then I told him this has to be done or it will be over.
Which is not fair for you.
It wasn't fair for me, but that time, sometimes you cannot, you had no choice to choose between what is fair, what is not fair. Because when you love someone, you do something automatically, even if it was not fair.
Do you feel a lot of foreigners come to Thailand just to try this experience, whether it's dating gays or transgenders or whatever? Do you think they just come here to come out the closet, but they end up going back home and forgetting about the whole thing? Is it like a place to be secretive here? Do you think it's fair?
I mean, if we have to if we have to take my example, my relationship as an example. I think there is some foreigner, some Western who came here just to enjoy holidays without caring how he is. Like he can be in Bangkok and act like a gay guy, and then went back home and act like a normal straight guy. But I don't think this is the main reason of most of foreigner. I would say this is more like you feel free in Bangkok, and you feel free that you can do everything how you want it to be.
It's like Vegas. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, right?
Yeah, something like that. I would say that because from time to time you have more foreigner who came here just for holidays, but didn't plan to come here just for live out his sexuality. He came here and then they maybe met some transgender who looked like female, and then it was like a surprising experience. Sometimes you don't realize that, and you say, okay, she is a ladyboy or transgender, and then you start to explore and find out about discover your sexuality, in the natural way.
So let's actually, you mentioned that after university, you moved to Germany, right?
Yes.
And you went there for was it school again?
I went there for my master's degree.
Okay.
Yeah, because I love being educated. I love education, and I think one of the reasons that my parents always taught me is you have to be educated as much as possible. And I was thinking also for myself, being a gay or being like a sissy or queer that time in my generation, it was already a kind of inferiority in the society. If you would, I feel that I don't feel like accepted in the society much. In order to feel equally accepted in the society, you have to show something to the society that you are equally accepted or could be equally accepted. Like you can use education in order to show the society that you are educated, even if you are a queer.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So the education helped you,
Yeah.
gave you confidence, it gave
Yes.
you something to back yourself up.
Yes.
Interesting.
That's why I decided to continue my study and finish my master's degree in Germany.
You know what's really interesting is you said that actually you fell in love in Germany with a German guy, and you guys got married for many years. So this was a really interesting story. And then you started transitioning into becoming a woman. Is that right?
Yes.
Can you please tell us this? Because I really think this is a really interesting story. So let's speed up and get to this.
So when I arrived in Germany, I was a gay guy. Then I had like a first relationship with the first German, and it lasts always long, like 3 or 4 years. And then we broke up, and then I met my ex-husband. So my ex-husband is actually the second love story in Germany. Then we were married until 2000. I would say 2000.
Were you a guy or a girl?
I was a
You
guy.
were
I was a guy.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I met him to 2013 or something like that. And we broke up a while, and then I had another relationship with the third German guy, and we were like together for 3 years. I think it was like 2014, 15, or yeah, 2014, and I broke up with him 2016. And that time I made my own decision to become transgender person.
So you were single at this time?
At the moment?
Yeah. Well, no, in Germany when you became transgender.
No, I was together with him already. So he met me when I was a gay guy. So during our relationship, I start to take hormones secretly because we always have like conversation and discussion that why you have curve, why your body is changing, and I told him, yeah, I had before I met you, I did some cross dressing for a party or something because I wanted to know if I dress up like a woman, how would I feel, and how would the what do you call resonance feedback from male. So I did that, and before I met him I did some cross dressing. We had like a carnival. We had like the carnival festival, which means you have to dress up how you want to be, showing your own identity, and then I decided to dress up like a woman.
Like Halloween.
Yes, like Halloween. But then this cross-dressing influenced me so much, and I realized that is actually good feeling.
Yeah.
I got a good feedback from males during the party or outside, so I start to do it more and more and more. And when I met him, I start to do also more and more and more, and then I took hormones secretly, and then we had a fight. So I said, I have to do what I want. So if you cannot accept me how I am, even if you say that you love me, I think we cannot be together.
So you were married to this guy?
No, the third one not, the second one.
Oh,
the second one I was with him for a whole relationship as a guy.
Gotcha.
So the third one is actually the one that I left to become a transgender woman.
So he was gay, you were gay, you guys were together, you were switching to transgender, and eventually he didn't accept it anymore.
Yes.
Because he wanted a guy. And you were, even though you still have your guy's stuff,
Yes.
he didn't like that you had breasts, he didn't like you didn't have curve.
Yes.
You started being a woman, and immediately for a gay person, it's just like there's no connection anymore.
Yes. Because the gay guy, he's actually he got turned on through masculine body, but you can be you can look like a feminine boy, you can look sissy, you can be you can have like an androgynous style, but you're still boy or you're still male and man. So it's actually he told me this, that he's got no turn on anymore for me because my body slowly changes.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
So you still live in Germany today,
Yes, I still live in Germany nowadays.
and you're full transgender every single day,
Yes.
obviously.
There is no more cross-dressing.
No more. And you
They're
are
gonna be maybe it's gonna be cross-dressing for me to become
guy.
a guy, but that was another story.
So how is it in Germany being transgender?
Um,
I mean, it's hard to tell. I mean, you look really beautiful. I mean,
it's hard to tell because I have not so many problems walking around on the street or going to the club or going to the restaurant acting. I'm not acting up, like dressing be myself because
Right.
because most of the guys in Germany cannot recognize me as a transgender person so fast. It takes a while for them, if they want to know me more, then there is like a hint that she is not a real woman. So I would say that I am quite lucky because I don't want to put myself in that
Situation?
yeah, that situation that you that you will be mocked or will be like a scorn or even like shouted at, like, oh, this is a ladyboy. I don't like it because this is for me not a positive word.
So have you ever actually been, hanging out with guys in Germany and they didn't know you were transgender and maybe they wanted to date you and stuff like that?
Yeah, there are some examples.
Do you tell them right away, like, hey?
I'm a person who like to experience, and I always tell them the truth before dating.
And what
Even
happens
if
with German culture and transgender?
I think Germans are quite tolerant. They can accept if you tell them the truth. I mean, whatever, if you tell them the truth, they have to accept or not. This is not my problem. This is then their problem. Just I had an experience that I told all the guys who I was dating with, and some were like, oh, no go, some like, oh, no problem. I think it depends on where they come from. If they are coming from like a city center or like a big cities, they are quite flexible. They are more open-minded. But if they are coming from small community, like small city or small villages, I think for them there are these kinds of transition transgender person. For them, these are new for them.
Now, have you ever had a chance at a time? You ever have times where someone would try to push you away, fight you, call you gay, and use profound words?
No, I never had that.
So they're decent people.
Yes. I think it depends on where you go as well. I always go to the decent place, like not like a dark area.
Right.
Yes.
So being the fact that you got married in Germany, is your paperwork as a female now?
Yes. No. Sorry. My paperwork is say males.
So
I always never want to change my gender in the paper because for me it's not necessary.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not about what's on paper.
Yes. But if I have a chance to do that and it would not cost me so much, then I would do it. But in Germany, you have to go on the court, you have to file it to the court, and it's cost me so much.
And in Thailand, you can't do it also yet.
No. So I mean, I don't have to look. I can look like female, but I don't have to have Mrs. or Miss on my paper or F like a female on my paper. For me, it's not necessary.
So have you applied for work and they did not accept you in Germany?
Yeah, this is also a complicated. We have to come back to the cross-dressing stuff. I told you that I did some cross-dressing on the Halloween festival, or we call carnival, and I did one time cross-dressing when I was transitioned already, 2016. That was a time that I was not sure if the workplace would accept me how I am. So I did a cross-dressing as a male we call applicant to go to interview because I think 2016 around August or June I start to dress up like a woman every day, which meant I had a short hair, but so short that I can pull them up and make it like a knot, so I can cross-dressing like a male to interviewer to go to a workplace. And I did that, and then I realized, oh, I cannot do that every day. No. If my boss would hire me, this is something against my wish. So I decided to call him back after he said he wanted me, and I told him, this is not how I am. This is the way you saw me in the earlier day. It was not me. So I'm gonna come to work as a woman. And he said today, yeah, fine, you can come to work as a woman if you want. So that also gave me like another confidence. Yeah.
And what happened?
I went to work with a skirt.
And everything was okay?
Yeah.
They didn't fire you?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what are you doing now in Germany? I mean, you're there to live for the rest of your life? You plan this is your home?
I work now for airline company in an outsourcing company. I will stay in Germany or in Europe or anywhere in the world where I feel safe and secure until I become maybe retired, and I will come back.
You don't plan to move back to Thailand?
I'm planning to move back.
So you will retire eventually?
Yes, I will be retired and I will move back to Germany. To Thailand. Yeah, but I'm gonna live like 6 months there, 6 months here.
Nice.
Yes.
So are you currently in a relationship with anyone right now?
No, I'm single, 100% single because
reason, or do you plan to just stay single? And are you done with dating?
I'm not done with dating. I love learning new people, but I just find out that right now I'm enjoying being with myself. I'm enjoying spending time with myself and with friends. So I would not going to ask anybody to have a serious relationship when I'm not ready, because I already had experience that I was like unconsciously lying to him that I'm ready for a relationship, but then I was not ready.
So can I ask you about love? Like, what's your definition for love? If I was to ask you, you know, I'm in love, what does that mean to you? Like,
Yeah, love is actually, for me, is like being with someone whom you trust, who you feel safe and secure, and you don't want to look for another person. And this is for me like a true love.
is it hard for you to find love?
I don't think it's hard. I don't think it's hard for me to find love. But maybe it's hard to find love with the guy who can accept you like a transgender.
If you had someone in the past that can show you real true love that you look up to, who would that be? Like if you saw someone like that is true love, that's what I want.
Yeah, I mean the true love that I want, maybe it's a guy from the high school.
Oh wow.
Yes,
Oh,
yes.
kid.
But it was actually, yeah, we
The guy
talked.
who got married and has a
Yes,
kid.
yes. We're talking about something which is not impossible. But if you have to, if you want me to choose one of my ex, and which one I think was a true love is a true love from the high school.
You miss him still?
Yeah, I miss him. We had really like the best time ever. But
Have
it
you
was
seen him recently? Have
we.
you seen me as a transgender?
Yes. We talked a while, but I wanted to let it go.
Of course.
Yeah, because I don't want to pull him back or give him any obstacles or problems.
Families,
Yes, you know.
kids and
Yeah.
stuff. Wow, it's a hard thing to do. So he's still in your heart, and you gotta just let it go, right?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a tough one. Maybe he's
Yeah.
watching this video right now. Who knows? So, do you got any like dreams for the future? There's something that you've been dreaming for forever. Like, what's your goals?
I want to be successful in my career.
What?
Maybe not in the aviation industry. Maybe more like on my own business. Maybe something with my own fashion brand, or maybe something for not makeup. It's like a room scent.
Fragrances?
Yeah,
Smells
fragrances
room?
for the room. Like yeah.
So, do you develop stuff as we speak? Like, you're always trying to make something?
Yeah, I'm trying to make something. Yeah,
Anything
because
good? Anything interesting?
yeah, this is the beginning, because I got an idea from a friend who are now in Thailand, and they want some support from me because they want to grow up. They want their business to grow. So maybe I'm gonna help them. But right now I'm focusing on my main career. If is it gonna grow, it's gonna grow. If not, I'm gonna move to a new company.
So, what would you say is hard for you in life today? What's the number one thing that bothers you?
I would say what's bothered me so much is it depends on in what extent.
I mean, just what is hard for you in life? Is there anything that is hard for you, being a transgender, you know, your parents, separation from Thailand and Germany? I mean, what is it? Like, what's hard for you? What's the struggle that you have?
I would say maybe 2 or 3 main problem, or 2 or 3 main struggle that I want to live in Thailand, but in the meantime I feel more secure in Europe, not only in Germany but in Europe. If the way of Thai people, I mean the way of their Thai people thinking as same as in Europe, then I would I would come back here and live. But I think we are a bit behind about how to be a bit contemporary. Yeah.
But it's changing.
Yeah, I
Slowly.
hope it's slowly, changes slowly, but you never know. Yeah, and I don't feel like I don't feel like I'm a transgender. In Europe, I feel like I'm a woman, but in Thailand, I'm feeling that I'm a transgender.
Now, when you're here on holiday, you know, going to see your parents and stuff, do you get harassed or bothered by men, foreigners, or looked at and whistled at and hey, how much? I mean,
Yeah, last time when I went to Koh Phangan with my mom, that is the first and only time that I hear from the guy in front of me. He was talking to his friend and told him that, oh look, there's a ladyboy behind us. Yeah, but it was for me like whatever, you know.
wow,
You,
interesting.
I can be like, sometimes you don't have to take other people's words too personally. You just let it go. Just you hear it and you let it go. Yeah.
And they just kept mocking you or no?
No, it's just like talking once and then it's like, okay, that's all.
It's like they're like at a zoo or something, right? Like,
Yeah, maybe they
oh,
say, yeah.
This sucks.
Mhm.
They don't know, whatever, right? If you can change something about you today, what would it be? Anything. The genie of the lamp came and said,
No,
"You
I want
have
to
one
change.
wish,
If I want
it."
to change something in me, I want to change my ego.
No?
I am a bit too far with my ego when it's come to relationship. I'm sometimes too, yeah, yes. I am quite a dominant person in relationship, and
But you said you were not the dominant in a gay relationship. Now
yes,
that you're a
but now
woman-
it's changing. It's changing. You learn new stuff about it, and you change. The way of life is like that. When you were young, you don't eat veggies, and now you're eating veggies, or you don't like that fruit when you were young, and now you start to like it. So it was like me. I changed my favorite part in the sex role.
Mm.
Yeah. So.
I got you. So you feel that that actually affects relationships that you have with men?
Yes, as I'm more like too dominant in the relationship. Like
They want a feminine woman. I mean, you look feminine, you look like a woman, and then you still act as.
no, what I was trying to say is the personality, not because that I am active or passive. I want to change my personality to be more like a soft person, a little bit softer, not always like a cold and hard. Because I think I become a little bit more German. Yeah, and I was like sometimes it was not so nice, but it's kind of a frontal protection away from something bad.
Yeah, Germans are cold. Like, it's not cold, but they're strong, you know?
Yeah, it's more like a strong attitude person.
Very strong.
Yeah.
So you catch yourself sometimes being too strong. You can see it.
I can see
And you
that.
just pull away.
Yes, I'm trying to be like a.
So you're
yeah.
aware. That's good. At least, you know, it's going to happen if you see it coming. So that's good. Very good. Have you ever had any kind of cosmetic surgery done to you since you've been transgender?
I did some. Of course, I have breast operation. I did eyes operation,
I see.
eyelids operation, and ear operation because I had like a how to say like a standing out
Uh-huh. Like an
ear.
elephant ear?
Yes, I didn't
Alright.
like it.
So you pushed them in?
Yes, so there are like three big surgery that I have. Like yeah.
Any hips or anything?
No.
No. So, what do your parents think about you today as the way you look? Are they proud of you? Are they still shocked because they're old school, or are they like, wow, we
No,
made a
my
beautiful
mom.
daughter?
I mean, my dad has actually no more influence because he's only my mom live with me now. I would say that she always pause or ask me if this surgery is necessary for you. I think she will not gonna ask me not to do it, but she doesn't want any harm
Right.
after surgery or during surgery. This is what my mother care more about me.
She's worried about your health.
Yes,
Which
yes,
is right.
yes.
And do you feel that what you're doing to your body is okay for the future as you get 50, 60, 70? I mean, do you think?
Yeah, we're living now in the world with surgery. Not only transgender love surgery. Also women, also males. We have also yeah, we are human. We want to be we want to look good. We want to look better than before. And if you are too focused on that, then you become addicted. But I know what I'm happy with, so I had enough.
Now, what about as you get older? Do you ever think about 50, 60, 70, 50, 70, whatever, that older age after retirement? Do you plan to stay transgender? Might you go back to being a guy or just go all
From
the
now,
way?
I think I can't go back to the male version anymore.
You're a woman for life.
Yes, yes, yes.
Nice. Good for you. What's the most important thing you have learned from life today, from the whole experience?
I always believe that no matter how you are, what you are, just be a good person. And it doesn't mean that you are gay or queer or transgender and you are bad. If as long as you are a good person, then and cause no harm to other people, then if it's make you happy, then it's good.
Now, being that you were gay and then you switched to transgender, do you ever wish you were born straight, gay, or transgender, or you accept the way it was, or do you wish it was different? Like
I wish no. I think maybe it would be better for me to start a transition earlier.
Okay.
Maybe they would be only one wish if it's come to the questions of a transition. Yeah.
You wish it was earlier, that's about it.
A bit earlier, maybe 2 or 3 years earlier.
So you don't mind being born as a boy, transitioning
No.
to a woman?
No.
There's never a problem for you?
Never a problem.
Beautiful, nice. And do you wish that you had a better life, or are you happy with your life right now, or you wish it's a little better?
I can't say if I would have better life if I had no transition. I would say that I'm happy with my life right now.
So life is perfect. Great.
Yes.
You're excited, you're traveling, everything's
Yes.
good, you got a good job.
Yes.
Family's happy, everything's perfect.
Yes.
Good job. Lynn, thank you so much. Our interview is over and you did a great job, and it was really interesting
Thank
to
you.
see what a transition you made in just 6 years. Good job, and if there's anyone out there that wants to talk to Lynn, feel free to leave a comment down below and maybe she'll reply to you guys. Maybe she won't. Thanks for coming here, and yeah, we'll definitely hope to see you in the future.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.